Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, we discussed about backpropagation with an example. Using a multi-layer perceptron with single hidden layer, we first implemented a forward pass and computed the values at the output neuron. Then we computed the error and then the delta of the output neuron. Based on the delta of output neuron, we computed the delta for the hidden neurons. And finally, based on the deltas, we computed the new weights and bias for our multi-layer perceptron. In this video, we are moving a step further. In this video, we will see that if a multi-layer perceptron has more than one neurons in output layer, then how do we calculate the deltas at the hidden layer? Similarly, if a multi-layer perceptron has more than one hidden layer, then how do we calculate the deltas at the hidden layer? So let's start with the first example. Here we have a multi-layer perceptron like we did see in the previous video, but here is a change that the output layer has two neurons instead of a single neuron, which results in four weights between the hidden and the output layer instead of just two in the previous example. And also we now have two bias values for O1 and O2. So now we want to do the backpropagation for this multi-layer perceptron. So what would be different in the computation of this network compared to the one that we saw earlier in the previous video with a multi-layer perceptron with a single neuron at the output layer? The first thing is the error. So now the error would be calculated at each of the neuron. And please also remember that if we have multiple output neurons at the output layer, the y is not just a single value. In that case, the y would be a vector. If there are two neurons, the y would be a vector of size 2. If there are three output neurons, the y value or the desired output value would be a vector of 3. So in our case, the output neurons are 2, which means the y value or the desired output would be a vector of 2, and each value of the vector corresponds to each neuron in the output layer. So against both values, we need to first compute the error. So after computing the error, in the previous example, we computed a delta for the output neuron. Here we have two output neurons, O1 and O2, which means now we need to calculate the delta for O1 and O2 as well. The formula for delta will remain the same, except that now we have two errors, E1 and E2. So to compute the delta for O1, the formula would be E1 times the derivative at the output neuron, O1. And similarly, for the delta at O2, the formula would be error E2 minus the derivative of the output at the O2 neuron. Once we compute the deltas for the output layer, based on them, we can now compute the delta for the hidden layer. But here, the thing that is changed from the previous example, in the previous example, H1 was connected to output O neuron. But now here, H1 is connected to O1 and O2 as well. Similarly, H2 is connected to O1 and O2 as well. Now the question is, how do we write the delta equation for H1? So actually there would be two equations and then we will add them up. So what we saw earlier, when we calculated delta for the hidden neuron, the three things that are multiplied together are: number one, the derivative of the hidden neuron, then the delta of the previous neuron or the neuron that is connected with the hidden layer at output layer, and the third thing is the weight that is connecting them. So here we have H1, we are calculating the delta for H1 neuron. So first we need the derivative at H1. So first we need the derivative at H1. It will be multiplied with the delta at O1, as H1 is connected with O1, and the weight that is connecting the H1 and O1 will be multiplied. So these three things will be multiplied together. Derivative of H1 times the delta of O1 times the weight W1O1. Now we will add this into another equation for H1 and O2. So the the derivative at the H1 neuron times the delta at the O2 neuron, because H1 is also connected with O2. So the derivative at H1 neuron times the delta at O2 neuron times the weight that is connecting the H1 and O2 is W1O2. So once we add those equations, we will get the equation for delta at H1. Similarly, we will do the same for delta H2 as well. Delta H2 is equals to derivative at H2 times the delta at O1 times the weight that is connecting H2 and O1, that is H2O1, and then we will add the derivative of H2 times the delta at O2 times the weight that is connecting the H2 and the O2, that is H2O2, and that would be the equation for delta at H2. Nothing will change in the weight ability equations. The thing that are changed are only the equation to compute the delta at the hidden neurons. Now let's move to second example where we have a deeper network. So now in this example we have one more additional hidden layer. So now we have an input layer, two hidden layers and one output layer. So this multi-layer perceptron is much more complicated than the previous one, as we have added one more layer. Now the first hidden layer neurons are H1 and H2, and the second hidden neurons are H3 and H4. Now if you want to compute the delta for the H3 and H4, the method would be the same as we discussed in the previous example. Similarly, if we want to compute the delta at the first hidden layer, then how would we compute the delta? The same way we did in the previous example. That is, the H1 is connected with the two hidden neurons in the next layer, that are H3 and H4. So the delta at H1 would be computed by multiplying the H1, the derivative of H1 with the delta of H2 and the weight that is connecting between them, and then adding it to the derivative of H1 and the delta of H4 and the weight that is connecting them. So if you just remember this trick, no matter how deeper the network is, you would be able to compute the deltas at the output and the hidden layers, and would be able to write the weight ability equations for all of the weights and biases. Now I would like you to solve this example by yourself so that you can better understand how backpropagation works in a multi-layer perceptron which has more than one hidden layers or multiple neurons at the output layer. Consider the multi-layer perceptron provided below with two inputs, two hidden neurons and two output neurons. Additionally, the hidden and the output neurons include a bias term. Given the input values x1 equals to 0.1 and x2 equal to 0.2, we want the new network to output the corresponding values for O1 equals to 0.1 and for O2 equals to 0.9. Assume sigmoid activation function is used in the hidden and the output layers and the learning rate is 0.2. Do a forward pass, compute the values for O1 and O2, then compute the error, and then do the backpropagation and update all the weights and the biases for the output and the hidden layer. Then again do a forward pass and then compute the error again and compare it with the previous error and check if the model has improved or not. That's all for today. In the next video, I will come up with some more examples for you. If you found this video helpful, Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos on machine learning and data science. I will see you in the next video.